Was it Paddington or Winnie the Pooh? Guys, back on the cinema scale, today we are taking a first look at the 2014 movie Paddington. After a deadly earthquake destroys his home in a Peruvian rainforest, a young bear named Paddington makes his way to England in search of a new home. Well, I guess I shouldn't say young bear named because he doesn't really get his name until he gets to England. The film stars Ben Whishaw as Paddington the bear, Hugh Bonneville from Downton Abbey, and Sally Hawkins as his wife in the movie. The film is directed by Paul King and is based on the successful book series that was written by Thomas Michael Bond in the year 1958. The movie focuses on Paddington the bear, whom has to relocate from the jungles of Peru when he deals with a tragedy in his country. He goes to London in hopes of finding an explorer that his aunt and uncle told him would welcome him when he arrived in London. However, recognizing that the world is a cold place, this bear ends up with a loving, warm, brown family, which is on a temporary basis. So throughout the film, they're trying to find this bear a new home while each day getting closer to him. The father in the movie is very uptight. He's very, very overprotective, and he's at a disconnect with his family. While his wife is very outgoing, energetic, free-spirited. She's kind of like that loose mom, cocktail hours at 3 kind of vibes is what I'm getting. And then you have those two kids who are just whirled into the middle of this, Judy and Jonathan. They have their own dynamics, they have their own lives, and they have their own perspectives or perceptions about their parents. And that's what really makes this movie fun to watch. Seeing these characters all on different pages at the beginning of the movie, throwing Paddington in the mix of this, and then each character getting what they could from this bear based on not knowing what they needed in the first place. It's a family movie, and so it's a movie that you will enjoy just as much as your kids will enjoy. There's a lot of laughing, there's great graphics, there's great dynamic. There are things in this movie that will stir up emotions in you that you probably didn't know that you had. It's a movie that will inspire you. It encourages you to keep moving forward. Throughout the movie, Paddington writes letters to his aunt, kind of narrating the characters as he goes. And there's some really cool dynamic and element to this movie, such as when they're portraying their home as a dollhouse, or when there's a tree in the background that's blooming, indicating the different times and changes of the seasons. It's a movie that will definitely stir in you emotions, and it'll cause you to think a little bit. You'll start to meditate on your family life and some of your choices. But I love the character of Paddington. He's a sweet bear. He's cute. He's kind. He's cuddly. I know all of the girls will love him. He's like Winnie the Pooh. It's like Winnie the Pooh meets Mary Poppins meets Beethoven. It gives you that kind of dynamic. The villain in this movie is a lot of fun, played by Nicole Kidman. You'll remember her from Just Go With It with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. Or you'll know her from the 90s Batman Forever movie. You'll love the creepiness that she brings to this role. She's a taxidermist, and because Paddington is a rare bear, she wants to have her way with him. You'll laugh a lot at some of her dialogue. She has this ominous, creepy kind of presence. She's very, very intimidating on screen, but not intimidating enough that will shake your kids away from the value of this particular movie. There's a lot of adventure in her character. There's a lot of risk that she takes. She brings a nice Cruella de Vil element to this particular movie, and I really loved her motive. There's a nice twist in this movie that makes you engaged. It makes you captivated. You really feel something for this bear and where he's from. It kind of reminds me of Beethoven meets Mary Poppins. It's a fun movie. There's a lot of life in this particular movie. It's colorful, it's engaging, and it's captivating. I really appreciate just how this story was told. I'm going to tell you guys flat out, it's one of those movies that you can watch over and over again. Now, the question is, will it be something enjoyable for adults and children equally? I definitely will tell you that this movie has very nice adult elements. There's a theme of love, loss, compassion, empathy, and endurance. At the same time, there's those kid-like elements where Paddington is this bumbly, very clumsy bear. There's a lot of kid innocent jokes that come from his character, and there's a lot of fun that you get from this bear that children will really be able to enjoy. If you're going to take your kids to a Paddington film, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to be entertained. There's a lot of dynamic artwork. There's strong graphics in this movie that makes it fun. It makes it exciting. There are some cool quotes. For example, the grandmother says at the climax of the film, "This family needed that bear just as much as that bear needed you." Really glues together just the power and influence. It really shows how one person or one add-on into a family can entirely change the dynamic. I love the fact that this is an adventure movie. It's based on a book, and you definitely feel that book element in this particular movie. You don't get much screen time from the family. I mean, they're obviously supporting roles at this point because the movie is entitled Paddington, and you get a lot of Paddington in this particular movie. But it would have been nice to be able to see the family add more to the adventure of Paddington's story, whereas they're kind of in the background a little bit. They have their own lives, they have their own situations going on. You don't really get to see that much of the family in this particular movie. You don't really get to see their characters develop so much. But with Paddington, there's a lot of character development. There's a lot of growth. There are some nice moments in this movie. There's a little bit of a homage to the fact that he's from Peru. You get some nice elements there, musically wise. And I really love that about this movie. It's a movie that will leave you feeling something at the end of it. You won't just walk away thinking, wow, what did I do with that hour and 40 something minutes that this particular movie was? It's a coming of age story. It's a movie that will definitely highlight the passions that persons have for other individuals. It's a free-spirited kind of movie. It's one of those feel-good films that you'll watch snuggled up with someone, and you'll just want to watch it over and over again. So guys, that was Paddington, the 2014 first movie, which is now streaming on Peacock for free if you haven't seen it. Let me know in the comment box what you thought about this movie. Did it make you feel good? Did you feel nothing? Was it corny? Was it lame? Was it like all of the other family and kid movies that you've seen before? And if you want to see more of Paddington and what I thought about the second movie, click this next video.